All right, we're back with more of Life is Strange. We are pretty much at that point now where we're close to the ending here. So without further ado, let's proceed. We are going to check out the journal real quick before we do the ending. Okay, I think it's right. Warren rules. I was able to rewind to the end of the world party with this photo, and I felt like I was getting more confident with my time travel skills. It's always hard to deal with Chloe when only I have the benefit of knowing her future. But the one thing Chloe appreciates the most is honesty, so I told her everything, from when she was paralyzed, to the dark room, to San Francisco. She didn't want to believe that David was so heroic, but she knows I wouldn't lie. And I could tell Chloe felt awful for what Jefferson did to me. Chloe is back. I didn't even care that this was the real end of the world. It just felt so good to hold her again after everything we'd been through. I thought about all the timelines I jumped through for her and how much she's always meant to me. Our lives have always been entwined. How could this not be some kind of fate or destiny? Even though we're opposites in so many ways, we're all also still alike. We'll always be pirates in spirit and we'll always want to take on the world. I like to think Chloe and I are here to always support each other. Best friends forever, right? There is nothing like the sense of relief after waking up from a vivid nightmare. Despite all the terrible things that have been happening this past week, I felt so free and hopeful when I finally woke up. And my nightmare was so obvious. All my fears about being an artist, about my rewind power, and of course about my partner in crime and time, Chloe Price. We've been through so much together, we might go through more depending on how this all ends. Either in heaven or hella. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Chloe will always be my best friend, but who knows how she really sees me. I know she wasn't mad I didn't kiss her. I feel like we're more family than couple. Just a couple of dorky kids who grew up in a fucked up, amazing world. Maybe that's why I hated watching Chloe being so cruel in the nightmare, calling me names and trying to hurt me. I was surprised that it was like a physical pain in my heart. Is that the power of love or friendship? I believe you're about to find out, Max Caulfield. I was too tired. I left early. See you tomorrow, Warren. It's a date then. Let's sleep tight. Warren, that's worse than you think. Warren, if you get this message, please tell everyone to take shelter ASAP. But she couldn't send it because of the delivery failure. No signal. But it looks like that's going to be the last entry of the journal here.
Max, can you hear me? Please say something.
Chloe, I must have passed out.
Oh, thank God. Don't you ever do that again, okay?
I swear. But that nightmare was so real. It was so horrible. This is my storm. I caused this. I caused all of this. I changed fate and destiny so much that I actually did alter the course of everything. All I really created was just death and destruction.
Fuck all of that, okay? You were given a power. You didn't ask for it. And you saved me, which had to happen. All of this did. Except for what happened to Rachel. But without your power, we wouldn't have found her. Okay, so you're not the goddamn Time Master, but you're Maxine Caulfield. And you're amazing. Max. This is the only way.
I feel like I took the shot 1,000 years ago.
You could use that photo to change everything right back to when you took that picture. All that would take is for me to...
Fuck that. No. No way. You are my #1 priority now. You are all that matters to me.
I know. You prove that over and over again. Even though I don't deserve it. I'm so selfish. Not like my mom. Look what she had to give up and live through. And she did. She deserves so much more than to be killed by a storm at a fucking diner. Even my stepfather deserves her alive. There's so many more people in Arcadia Bay who should live. Way more than me.
Don't say that. I won't trade you.
You're not trading me. Maybe you've just been delaying my real destiny. Look at how many times I've almost died or actually died around you. Look at what's happened in Arcadia Bay ever since you first saved me. I know I've been selfish, but for once, I think I should accept my fate. Our fate.
Chloe!
Max, you finally came back to me this week, and you did nothing but show me your love and friendship. You made me smile and laugh like I haven't done in years. Wherever I end up after this, in whatever reality, all those moments between us were real, and they'll always be ours. No matter what you choose, I know you'll make the right decision.
Chloe, I can't make this choice.
No, Max. You're the only one who can.
Okay, so when it comes to the ending, I totally get why a lot of people would be put off by this, because it basically says that all your choices up to this point meant nothing. It just really had an effect on the story, how the story played out. But keep in mind, this is just a reference to the butterfly effect and all that. And that is a movie I also really love. And pretty much had the same type of... And I don't want to spoil it if you really do want to watch it, but I highly recommend it. And that's pretty much how this story was. It was about, like, it being basically a butterfly effect. And yeah, how many times did Chloe die in this story as a whole? Of course, I know what some people are probably going to say in the comment section, Bay over Bay. But here's the thing. I can't stand the slang Bay anyway, because I always thought that was a stupid and lazy way of saying babe. I mean, it's really that hard to say babe, people. But I digress. Anyway, what I really like about Chloe here, though, and this is what almost made me want to consider sacrificing Arcadia Bay, is the fact that her character did in fact grow at this point. It was really good character development. That she finally understood that a lot of her actions up to the point were pretty selfish. And because throughout the story, she did just want to take advantage of Max's power of time without considering the consequences of it. Stuff like that. And she even got killed more than a she pretty much had got killed quite a few times and had to be saved so many times. But what I love about Chloe up to this point is the fact that she pretty much is giving Max a choice here. She's not going to be selfish and she decided not to be selfish and be like, you know what, forget the city. We'll always be friends. No, she's actually given Max the choice of whether she wants to either sacrifice the city, save Chloe one more time and let the storm rage on, or go ahead and just accept the fact that, you know, in order to keep anything from happening, she has to let Chloe die. Now, in the past, I have butted heads with... One thing I'm definitely guilty of is butting heads with people over the ending choice, feeling that, you know, sacrifice Chloe is the more morally right choice, I felt like. But if you do choose to sacrifice the city, honestly, there is no right or wrong answer as far as I'm concerned. It just depends on how you truly feel at heart. Like, I don't blame you at all if you choose to sacrifice Arcadia Bay, because I think most people, including myself, would choose to save someone that we love the most over, you know, people that aren't as important. But that being said, you know, it is about accepting reality and finding a way to move on. Because if I was given the choice to keep loved ones that have passed on in my life, if I had the choice to either, you know what, keep them alive or just let them go, yeah, I would lean more towards keeping them alive. For sure. I mean, there's no doubt about that whatsoever. But the reality of it is I really just had to accept the fact that when they were gone, they were gone. There was nothing. I just had to find a way to keep living life and stuff like that. So, but if I was given the choice, yeah, I would probably lean more towards, you know, saving them rather than. This was always a hard decision though, because again, yeah, like I said, I probably would just save somebody I love more than a bunch of people that aren't as important. But then again, the thing I respected most from Chloe here, and this was good character development on the writing side of things, in my opinion, is like I said, I mean, Chloe's basically given Max a choice here and not being selfish and trying to be like, oh, you need to save me, or, you know, forget the city, we'll carry on together, stuff like that. As far as I'm concerned, she is giving Max a choice, and also, even though she's not gonna know about it after we do so, she pretty much is a hero for wanting to save the city and accept their fate. And another way I looked at it is that by sacrificing her, he would be reunited with two other people she loved in her life, which would be her dad and, of course, Rachel. Of course, what sucks about sacrificing Chloe is that it would go back to where her and Max never actually met again. So Chloe would die knowing that pretty much Max and pretty much everybody abandoned her. So that is the downside of that, but the reason why I think Max got the power, and this is just my interpretation, I mean, you can interpret this as many different ways as you can, but the way I saw it, of course, is one interpretation that I have is that the reason why Max may have gotten the power in the first place is if the events played out like they were meant to, with, you know, Chloe dying in the bathroom, then it would have destroyed Max's life, because he would have lost her best friend and never actually had a chance to, you know, spend time with her, communicate with her, do all the stuff with her. I mean, she would have been full of regret for her whole life. So I think her getting the power was basically her gift to have that chance. Because like I said, if things played out like they were meant to, the whole time she would be so full of regret and would have likely destroyed her and her life. And would have definitely depressed her. So yeah, I think it was pretty much a gift for Max to reconnect, even though it ended up being a case of like the butterfly effect, where no matter how many times she tries to fix it, it's always just gonna mess things up. So yeah, in my opinion, even though I butted heads with people over the ending before, there is no right or wrong option. I mean, if you sacrifice Arcadia Bay, I don't blame you at all. But for me personally, my choice, my preferred ending, what I feel is a more powerful ending and also the most poetic, is definitely to sacrifice Chloe, and what I also consider my canon ending. So, as much as it hurts, as much as it hates, as much as it hurts to see Chloe, it is, like I said, about accepting reality and moving forward, I think. So yeah, if I was given the choice to save a loved one or sacrifice city, blah blah blah, I will definitely choose my loved ones first. But there is that part of life where you do have to just accept reality and move on, and you know, just keep living life and find a way to be happy and find fulfillment in other places with other people. Another reason why I couldn't bring myself to sacrifice Arcadia Bay either is the fact that I know some people are going to be like, well, the other characters didn't matter as much, and I have to completely disagree with that, because I did love Kate, I liked Warren, and in a way I kind of interpret it as if I saved Kate during my playthrough, then she would pretty much have been saved for nothing if I was just going to sacrifice the old town anyway. And I know certain people might say that, you know, well, Kate's in the hospital now, so she probably could have been sheltered, and, you know, her family was gonna get her out and try to escape. And the only reason why I don't like that theory is the fact that, you know, that basically would be saying that saving her during the game rather than saving her from jumping would be considered the canon ending, when the developers gave you the choice for a reason and the option to either save her or you just don't. So yeah, that's why I don't like that theory, because it basically says saving her is a canon ending when both of the options can happen. So the way I see it, I think Kate will die, and yeah, I couldn't bring myself to let people like Kate die or Warren die and all the people. Yeah, I loved all the characters except for the obvious antagonist, stuff like that. Just really sucks to sacrifice Chloe, because I know if I was left with that choice, yeah, like I've already talked about it and rambled for quite a bit now, but so yeah, my preferred ending, because it's more powerful, poetic, and emotional to me, is sacrifice Chloe, and I've already stated the reasons why I prefer it and why I feel that way. But yeah, I just couldn't bring myself to sacrifice the town because of so many people that I actually did like, as well as the fact that, you know, Chloe had finally accepted her fate and had grown, as shown she has grown, and of course given Max a choice rather than being selfish about it. So that's what I do love, and the way I see it, Chloe willing to save Arcadia Bay is basically showing that she's willing, well, not willing, let me go ahead and rephrase that. Chloe basically wanting to save the town is basically a heroic deed on her part, even though nobody would ever know what would happen except for Max herself. But yeah, I really do respect that. So yeah, for all the reasons I said, you all definitely know my choice at this point, and it's what I maintain as the canon ending. So I've rambled long enough. Let's go ahead and do the ending, as heartbreaking as it is.
Max, it's time.
Chloe, I'm so sorry. I don't want to do this.
I know, Max, but we have to. We have to save everybody, okay? And you'll make those fuckers pay for what they did to Rachel. Being together this week, it was the best farewell gift I could have hoped for. You're my hero, Max.
Oh, Chloe, I'm gonna miss you so much.
I'll always love you. Now get out of here, please. Do it before I freak. And Max Caulfield, don't you forget about me.
Never.
Even though I've played through this several times and seen this ending many times, it still gets to me. So yes, this is my canon ending, but just choose whatever you feel, whatever you like. I mean, I'm not going to hold it against you either or. So.
It's cool, Nathan. Don't stress. You're okay, bro. Just count to 3. Don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted, I could blow it up. You're the boss. So what do you want?
I hope you check the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
I got nothing for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Where'd you get that? What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down!
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me!
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
I am so sorry, Chloe. You were a great character, though. Even though in the past I expressed like extreme disdain and dislike for her, I always did love the character development at the end there that she showed. And as far as I'm concerned, she is a hero for giving Max a choice to save Arcadia Bay, pretty much. So emotional. So yes, that prompted David to subdue and arrest Nathan, and Nathan got put away. And Nathan obviously confessed, and Jefferson got arrested, and Kate was right there by Max. Max, of course, is going to comfort Joyce and David. What is cool about this, about the way events playing out the way they were, is because of, Chloe's sacrifice. Nathan immediately got caught, and then Nathan exposed Jefferson. So Kate would have no reason to go up to the roof because everybody knows the full story at this point. Everybody believes her. And now all Blackwell sees Jefferson for who he is. And it was the right set of events to happen because the storm doesn't actually happen and no strange events. And it ended up being a beautiful day. Now, what I really like about this ending, too, is the fact that even people like Principal Wells and some Blackwell students show up to it. It isn't just Joyce, David, or Max. And that actually does make sense. I know some people would question it, but keep in mind that even though non-relatives don't have to show up at a funeral, they are still more than welcome to. pay their respects, especially if they know the person connected. Like, obviously, Kate and Warren are going to be there because they're friends to Max and they're going to support. Although in my playthrough, you saw that I clearly shipped Max with the Warren, so I guess they would be considered a couple at this point. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they would start dating. And of course, Kate being religious, so of course she's going to be there to comfort them. I do really like, too, that, you know, even some of the, like I said, some of the other Blackwell students show up in the ending. Like, Victoria is clearly there. You got Dana, you got Trevor and Justin. Justin actually makes sense to go to the funeral anyway, because of how, you know, he knew Chloe even though they hadn't hung out in so long. But there's nothing wrong with people like Principal Wells and Dana showing up, and also Trevor, because of how they are. There's nothing wrong with somebody going to a funeral anyway to pay their respects, even if they weren't close. I think they would mainly be there for Max and the fact that, you know, the incident, the death of Chloe, happened at Blackwell. And yes, Victoria is there too because of how, you know, she pretty much knows at this point that she would have been next on Jefferson's list. And oh, but yeah, look, even Frank shows up to watch the funeral. I mean, he clearly cared about Chloe. I mean, because he definitely gave her a lot of chances, especially when it came to Owen and money and stuff like that. So he did care about Chloe in his own special way, even if she did owe him a lot of money and all this other stuff, because he gave her so many chances. So the fact that he actually shows up to her funeral too does not surprise me. And of course, the blue butterfly represents her spirit, and Max clearly takes comfort in that. But like I was saying about Victoria, yeah, she definitely will show up to the funeral too, because at this point, she pretty much has probably been told that she would have been next on Jefferson's list. And with Jefferson exposed, he pretty much, you know, makes peace with Max. I mean, they probably don't become buddy pals or anything, but she at least makes things right with her, and even Kate too as well, because Kate went through a lot. But yeah, everybody pretty much believes Kate at this point, as well as, so no reason for Kate to go up to the roof or do anything, because everybody believes her. Victoria knows she would have been next, so she's pretty much now more humble, I think. I mean, anything that happens right after the story at Blackwell and stuff is left up to interpretation. But it's still pretty cool to see how everybody pretty much comes together like that. I mean, even Principal I mean, there's definitely no obligation for non-relatives to show up to a funeral, but people still will do it out of respect. And of course, like I said, Warren and Kate are, of course, going to be there because they're friends with Max. So they're probably there for the funeral and Max as well. This does make me wonder, though, if Max maintains her power or if she loses it as soon as she makes that decision. I mean, I like to think that she doesn't have the power anymore, because that was the only reason why she got it in the first place, was, you know, to have a last chance with Chloe, pretty much. I never watched all the credits all the way through, so it was funny they put the backwards thing in there for the nightmares that was used for the nightmare sequence. And speaking of the music, yeah, I know that people are going to bring up why I had that off, but I do have my reasons. So you can always just play the game yourself. I mean, there's no better experience than actually playing the game itself to get the full experience. What was I saying before, though? So yeah, it is really up to interpretation about how, you know, the rest of like Max's story and Blackwell's story plays out. But I like to think that, as far as Max and her power goes, I like to think that she doesn't have it anymore because, like I said, I mean that was pretty much her gift to it, to see Chloe again and get down to the bottom of the mystery, stuff like that. And if she by somehow does still have some power, then she wouldn't really have any reason to use it, honestly. I think she would come to terms with that. You know, you got that power for a specific reason, and you don't need to utilize it anymore. And even she had questions throughout the storyline of she doesn't know how long that she would actually have that power. So I think it is entirely possible that her power would be gone after making this decision to sacrifice Chloe or sacrifice Arcadia Bay, either or. So there is that. But yeah, I'm really glad I covered this game with y'all because it really is an incredible game, and it's definitely one of the games that why I fully support like stories and video games as a whole, because this is a great story. And of course, people, you know, have their own opinions, and that's fine, but I love it. And I actually love how it played out when I first played it. And even now, revisiting it, it's just like so mind boggling to me. So yeah, it would make sense. But yeah, it would make sense to me if Max doesn't have the power to rewind time. But even if she did, I don't think she would have any real reason to use it now that she knows what the consequences are like. And also, yeah, she already sort of kind of probably understood why she got it in the first place. And justice was found. I mean, Nathan and Jefferson are going to be in jail for a long time. And because of that, too, the Prescotts are clearly going to be under investigation as well. So it wouldn't just end there. All right, let's just go ahead and skip the rest of the credits. I don't need to see all this. I'm running out of stuff to talk about anyway. So yeah, split decision, but it really does not surprise me at all. Even though I'm guilty of in the past, like saying, you know, sacrificing Chloe is the right choice. My opinion has since changed since then. There's nothing wrong if you make the decision to sacrifice Arcadia Bay. It's just I feel that sacrificing Chloe was the right thing for me to do, ultimately. And I do keep it out of my canon ending. I mean, it is more sadder and more emotional, but it is the ending I feel that works best for me for all the reasons I stated. And among my friends, yeah, split decision there too. That also does not surprise me at all. Okay, check out all these other stats. David got a scar during the fight. I don't know how he doesn't get a scar during the fight, though. I don't remember that at all. David didn't kill Jefferson as supposed to killed. You saved the trucker. You saved Evan. You saved Alyssa. You saved the fisherman. You didn't change Joyce's mind about David. Although, then again, I didn't need to because I took David's side earlier anyway. You told the truth about Rachel to Frank. I mean, he definitely deserved to know, even though he wasn't going to remember it after Max reversed it anyway. And Kiss Warren. So yeah, I was pretty much in the majority for the most part as far as the world stats. I guess people who didn't save anybody just felt like, let me hurry up and rush to the objective. I don't need to save anybody. If they die, they die. I don't know. All right, let's check out friend stats. Oh, pretty much the same thing. Okay, only 4% of my friends didn't show Warren any affection. Okay. Almost did. I mean, again, at the end of the day, it is subjective, so you don't have to like a particular character if you don't want to. But I do think Max and Warren fit best as a potential couple anyway, rather than Max and Chloe, which I felt works better platonic. But again, it is a matter of subjectivity. Play games how you want to play them, make the choices that you want to make, and ship whoever you want to ship, because the devs give you these choices for a reason. So, without further ado, that is the end of my Let's Play of Life is Strange. I hope you all really enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon when I get to the next game, which will be Before the Storm. So I can't wait to play that, and I'll see you all until then. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do this. Because I'm now getting tired of not having it on. But yes, I hope you all really enjoyed my Let's Play of Life is Strange, and I'll see you all soon when I cover the next Life is Strange game, which will be the prequel Before the Storm. So I can't wait to see you all until then.